Behold the man. He shuffles out of Clapperson's courtyard onto Sykes Street and snuffs the complex air. Turpentine, fishmeal, mustard, black lead, the usual grave morning piss stink of just emptied night jars. He snorts once, rubs his bristled head, and readjusts his crotch. His ship leaves at first light, but before then, there is something that must be done. He turns round and walks back towards the tavern. The bar is almost empty at this hour in the morning. There is a low fire in the grate and a smell of frying. He delves in his pocket, but all he finds there are breadcrumbs, a jackknife, and a halfpenny coin. "Rum," he says. He pushes the single halfpenny across the bar. The barman looks down at the coin and shakes his head. "I'm leaving in the morning," he explains. "On a volunteer. I'll give you my note of hand." The barman snorts. "Do I look like a fool?" he says. The man shrugs and thinks a moment. "Heads or tails, then? This good knife of mine against the tot of your rum." He puts the jackknife on the bar, and the barman picks it up and looks at it carefully. He unfolds the blade and tests it against the ball of his thumb. "It's a fine knife, that one," the man says. "Ain't never failed me yet." The barman takes a shilling from his pocket and shows it. He tosses the coin and slaps it down hard. They both look. The barman nods, picks up the knife and stows it in his waistcoat pocket. "And now you can fuck off," he says. Bouffrey Estate, 12:23 p.m. No skeletons. That's what she tells him. They both have to agree on that point. Rose doesn't like people playing silly buggers, and she's too old for surprises. It's not like she's asking for much anyway. All she wants is a bit of civil company, someone to pass the time of day with. Enjoy a nice afternoon out maybe, a bit of a meal of an evening, something like that. Nothing complicated. Companionship, that's what she's talking about. Donna said it would be good for her to meet new people, and she said this would be an easy and safe way to get started. "It's the modern way, ma'am," she'd said. "Everyone's doing it, there's no shame." Course, Rosie's not daft. She knows what men are like. Pack of hounds at the best of times, dirty bloody dogs they are, sniffing around with only one thing on their mind. But she makes it quite clear to each and every one of them from the off, no funny malarkey. That usually sorts the wheat from the chaff. Don't get her wrong, she's no prude in that department. Rose and her Malcolm enjoyed a normal, healthy marriage in that respect, thank you very much. One beautiful daughter and one fine son, both of them doing very well for themselves. Course, they don't call as often as they should, but that's another story. They're both healthy, and that's the main. But Malcolm was the only man that Rose ever took into her bed, and she intends to respect his memory. And that's the end of that.